This is Helping of Happiness, episode number 134. Today we have Russ and Katie Olson from Olson Media Network talking to us about how to cherish our family memories by preserving them digitally. Hi, I'm Hillary Hess, and you're listening to Helping of Happiness. I am a crazy mom of 7 kids who loves to build memories through eating delicious family recipes and going on adventures with my family. On this podcast, you'll be introduced to some light-filled people and ideas who inspire me to be a better mom and help me bring family closer together and closer to Jesus Christ. An area I've been really working on in my life is how to get better at family history. Family history feels like something that I really want to do and I really want my kids to do, but I get a little bit stuck and I'm not quite sure how to incorporate it all the time. I know one thing that my kids really love doing that we consider family history is we love turning on old family videos. One of the problems is that we have so many of our old family videos in formats that we can't even watch anymore. They're on maybe those mini DV videotapes, or they're on actual videotapes, and we don't have a working VCR anymore. There's so many different formats that we have that don't work, and I'm sure that we have just years and years of memories that feel like they're a little bit lost. So today I'm really excited for you guys to meet my friends Russ and Katie. And they're going to tell us all about this really cool course that they have created on how to get your family memories that are on these other kinds of mediums into a digital format so that you can watch them anytime that you want. You can archive them. You can save them in a great way without all the extra storage, right? You can just save it right there on your computer and on your cloud drives. And it's really amazing what they have done and what they've put together. So we're going to listen to them talk about this a little bit so that we can have the joy during this Christmas season of being with our family, past or present, and preserving it for the future. I also think that this is something that I'm really excited about to work on for some of my New Year's goals. So we can purchase the course for Christmas, and then during this new year, we can be working to get all of our family memories onto a digital format. I just think it's so fantastic. The timing's kind of perfect. There's a coupon code at the end, and Russ and Katie are just the sweetest ever, so I can't wait for you to meet them. Well, welcome to the podcast. We have Katie and Russ from the Olson Media Network. Hey, Katie. Hey, Russ.
Hey, Hillary.
I'm so happy you guys are willing to come back on here. I was looking back at our archives because you guys were back here 100 episodes ago. Is that crazy?
Oh, that's so cool.
Wow, that's awesome. That's a lot of episodes.
I know, almost exactly 100 episodes. So you guys were on here on episode number 33 when you were teaching us all about how to video. That was episode number 33, and this will be episode 134. So 101 episodes later, I thought that was so funny that it was almost exactly 100 episodes later.
That's awesome.
We get to have you. So I'm so excited, and I think we probably have a lot of new friends that are on since you were last year. So I'd love if you could tell us a little bit about your family before we go into today's topic.
Okay, sure. So we are Russ and Katie Olson. We live in the Dallas area. We have 5 kids. Our oldest is a freshman in college. And then we've got a sophomore. We have twins that are in 6th grade. And then our baby is in 2nd grade. They always keep us going. They're busy. Yeah.
Get really good sleep at night.
That's us.
Put it that way.
Well, it's good.
They wear us out.
Sleep. That's a plus, right? That's something.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's us.
Well, I'm really excited that you guys have this really cool new course that is really going to help families a ton. Will you tell us a little bit about it and what's the story behind it and how did it all get started?
So it really started when Katie and I were first married, actually, and when I was in broadcast school, I was going to school for broadcasting. I always had an interest in camera. I always loved camera, but I always had an interest in family as well. And I loved mixing it with my broadcasting background with family. And Katie and I, back in 2001, we bought this little High 8 camcorder. And at the time, it was a huge splurge for us. Right now they look like these cheap cameras, but back then when we first got married, it was a real splurge for us. And we started recording ourselves and our growing family with that High 8 video recorder. And even before that, my mom had one of those big RCA cameras. And I don't know if anybody remembers those, but you would have a little, a little bag on your shoulder.
A little shoulder perch. Oh yeah.
Yep. You had a bag on your shoulder, and you were carrying around basically a VCR. One of those VCR tape machines with a giant camcorder. And I actually still have that camcorder. My mom gave it to me. We had a bunch of home movies on VHS that started in 82. Before that, she had an 8mm camera as well. So I was really into figuring out how to convert those 8mm, especially the film. She's had the 8mm film and VHS machines and all of that. I really wanted to figure out how to get all of that on the time onto DVD, because that was the big thing at the time. And so Katie and I started researching it, and we started doing my home movies. And that's how it started back in, what, Katie, 2001 or 2002, something like that.
Yeah, right around there. And then we realized that there was a need, that we weren't the only ones that had home movies sitting in the closet, and that there's a real need. So ever since then, we've had a sort of a side business where we've transferred home movies for hundreds of clients, and it's been a real blessing to have that little extra source of income coming in. And some years we've done a lot more than other years, just depending on what we have going on. But yeah, we have really enjoyed doing that for a lot of people.
Me included. I'm really excited that you're transferring over one of my videos that's been hanging around since I was in high school. I'm just dying. There's an interview on there with my grandpa, and he passed away like 10 years ago. So it's going to be really fun to hear that. So hopefully it's as great as I remember it.
I think a lot of people did that too. Katie, there was one that we had with Katie's grandmother who passed away, who I never met. I never met her before. So
and several of my kids have never met this grandpa. So this is going to be kind of fun for them to see him.
Oh yeah, that's precious. Precious for sure.
Okay, so tell me, you guys have a personal story about why this is so important to you? You were kind of saying that you had this memory of Katie's grandma's, or anything else like that?
Well, you also see like their personalities in it as well. One reason why it's so close to me is because my grandfather was a photographer and video, but he did it on the side, kind of like what I would do. He did video work on the side, but he shot with 16mm film, which is a really thick. If you know 8mm film, it's really small. 16mm is twice that size. And my grandmother had some of that, and it just intrigued me. I had to figure out how to transfer it, and I transferred that. And there was this cute little car on it. My uncles are car guys, and they thought they would like to, see a picture of that car. And so I got a grab frame and sent it to them, and they were just loving that. But it's all about like remembering, like for me too, it's also about Katie and I doing it, but also it's a piece of my grandfather in me as well. Family is really important. That's why I love this part of the business a lot. When we talked to you about the video and taking video and doing video of your family, I really like this part of the business just because it's preserving that video and I don't know. I really like this part. What about you, Katie?
Yes, definitely. As we were putting our course together, there were lots of nights when we got a little distracted looking at old home movies, and it's been fun looking back at the last 20 years of the kids growing up, and it really does tug at your heartstrings, and it's just a precious memory, and it just kind of helps bind your family together. And so it's I don't know, it's just we feel like an important part of doing your family history, and remembering, where you came from, and just remembering the good times.
To me, when I think of family history, I think of genealogy charts and paper and trying to figure out where we belong and where we come from. And I get kind of lost in that and a little bit overwhelmed. But I love the idea of preserving present genealogy, or even, just pictures or movies of family. That feels closer to my heart than just names of people in past generations, right? So I love that you tie that into family history, because that is one way that I think makes genealogy really fun.
Oh yeah,
The nice
definitely.
thing about it too is that it puts a face to the person and a story. So you know the story. Like, I kind of feel like I know Katie's grandmother, even though I never met her. When the time comes and I do, then it's not going to be any surprise, really. I mean, I feel like I know these people.
Yeah.
Like when you watch a movie, you feel like you know the characters.
Oh, I know. You bond to those characters, right? Like rooting for them. It's the same way. That's so cool. And I'm sure that you see different parts of yourself in your grandmother as you watch her too. I bet that's kind of cool too. Or your parents. That's super neat.
Right. Definitely.
So do you guys have some fun family memories that you're glad that you caught on camera?
One I can think of off the top of my head is, what was it? Maybe 5-6 years ago, we were just taking a quick little vacation down in southern Utah in St. George, and my husband got Russ, he got a little video gig to promote a swimming pool with the neighborhood and things.
It was a housing community.
Okay,
they had a swimming pool in the community.
Yeah, so the manager asked us to come film so they could promote it, and then he said, hey, have your kids come and they can swim, early, once you're done doing the video, and so of course, Russ captured their swimming, and he has made the most touching video of those kids just having so much fun swimming and splashing and jumping, and he set it to music, and I think I cry every time I watch it, just remembering how little and sweet they used to be. And it's just oh man, I am just so grateful that maybe we don't have like the scrapbooks, I still have pictures in boxes and pictures on my phone, but I definitely have these sweet kids in video, and for that I'm super grateful.
It's a treasure. They grow so fast, you forget until you look back and you're like, oh man, they were so tiny. How are they ever that cute and so sweet? They liked me then. It was so great.
I know.
Oh, I love that. So what kinds of things, let's talk about your course. And how this all relates. What kinds of things do you guys cover in your course?
So the course is more of a how to do it yourself. We've done it so many years for so many people, and we've made a lot of mistakes along the way. And also we've done it a lot of different ways. So we did it on a budget, and then, it came to the point where we did get the expensive equipment that comes with it, and started using that. But now, with all the new technology and everything, equipment has gone substantially down in price. So you're not paying even close. I'm not going to say we paid a lot of money for an 8mm, machine to transfer 8mm film. And now you can get them pretty cheap on Amazon. So the technology's out there. You just got to get the right technology and do it right. Now, in the course, though, we don't have 8mm. we were going to work up to that. I wanted to put it out there and just kind of see how this did. So if it does well, we'll add 8mm, and then we'll add, what I want to add is 8mm slides and film. But what we've got in the meantime is we started a private Facebook group. So if anybody has those, I'll tell them how to do it in that group. We can have live broadcasts where you get together, and if they have any questions, I'll answer any question that they want about video, how to do it on a budget. You can do it with almost no money, how to do it, kind of in the middle. Okay, but it's how to do it on your own. And Katie actually brought up the idea that this might be a good thing to do.
Okay, so what we're talking about, you may be wondering, what are we doing? Doing what? So all through the several years, we've had customers bring us their own tapes, their videotapes, that we transfer for them. And we got thinking, people are paying a lot of money. It really adds up. They're paying a good $300, $400, $500 to get their memories transferred. And we thought, with the technology that's out there and how actually simple it is, why not let's just teach people how to transfer their own home movies. It's easy and it's inexpensive, and we feel like we would save people a lot of money, and it's also somewhat time consuming as well. And so a lot of times people, maybe they have more time right now than they have money, and so in that case, this is an excellent course to check out, where you want to do it yourself, to put in the time and save hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Now, don't get too scared though when I say it takes a lot of time, because what I mean by that is, so say your tape on a VHS tape is 2 hours long. Well, the transfer is going to take the full 2 hours. You can't fast forward it, but you can walk away. So we teach you what software to use, what to buy, and how to use it. And we teach you how to save it on your computer, how to press record, how to walk away, and when to return, and then what to do with it once you've saved it on your computer.
Now, there are a lot of gimmicks out there that don't work, because we've tried them. For VHS, it's transfer. What we did first was VHS, high 8, and mini DVs, those little mini DVs. And there's a lot of junk out there that people are selling for really cheap to transfer those. And Katie and I have bought the junk, and it doesn't work. I swear it doesn't work. And we found the perfect tools for you to do it on your own. They're not the cheapest, not the most expensive either. It's kind of in the middle, but it's actually what all the transfer houses use as well. So I went, had some, at a business I work for, I took some tapes to a different transfer house, and I said, what do you guys use? And they were using the exact equipment that we use.
So you guys, through this course, we can transfer VHS, mini DVs, right? What else? Or are those the two things?
High 8 and 8mm tapes.
Okay.
Those are the tapes that you get. So anything that basically plays on a tape. And VHS-C, those little VHS-C tapes.
Okay. And then if we have any other things that are maybe a little bit more ancient to record, then we can join that private Facebook group, and you can walk us through it on there. So it's just a win-win all around. If we have this course, we can really figure out how to transfer pretty much anything we possibly could have recorded out there.
Right.
Hopefully.
Yes, definitely. And that's one of the perks of purchasing this course, is being able to ask questions, getting a hold of us, and Russ does lives, and he can answer questions, I can answer questions, and so we just hope that it will be like a really fun, informational, and helpful community to bounce ideas off each other, how to preserve
We're
your
just getting it
memories.
started too. So if you're one of the early adopters, you'll get a lot of attention in that Facebook group.
That is so awesome. Well, and I know how you guys are in everyday life. Anytime I need anything, it's like you're so good at responding to anything that I need help with. I have to give you guys all the praise and thanks in the world for when I was very first starting up this podcast, because you gave me all kinds of tips and feedback, and I just can't vouch for you guys more on this course. I'm
Oh,
so
you're sweet.
excited about it. And I have oodles and oodles of things I need to transfer. So this is, and I don't have to transfer them because it is so expensive. And I get a little nervous handing my stuff over. What if I hand over my stuff and they lose it? Like, that is my worst fear, right? So at least you can, if you're doing it yourself, you keep all these things in the safety of your own home, and you're not worried about something getting lost or you ending up with someone else's tapes or vice versa. This is going to be
right,
really
definitely
awesome in that way.
Yeah, when we transferred home movies, just so many clients, that was one thing people really liked about us, that we were local. They could come, drop it off, pick it up, and they knew they didn't have to stick it in the mail. And so that's definitely a perk for doing it yourself. You don't have to stick it in the mail. You don't have to take it to a business that's going to turn around and stick it in the mail. So yeah, you can keep them with you and keep them safe.
I love that. So I'm looking at this next question and I have to laugh at my typo, because I said, how do you store your family members? It's not family members. We're not storing our family members. How do you?
Yeah, that was awesome. I liked it.
How do you store your family memories? How do you guys like to store them? And
Katie keeps her husband in the doghouse most of the time.
It's not my doing. All right, so our family memories. How, Russ, do you want to talk about what you've done?
Yeah, the best thing to do, honestly, the best place to store them is on Google Drive. So in the course, I talked about Google Drive, and then the one thing you want to do is download. I keep forgetting the name of it, but it's OneDrive. They have a software program that you can put on your computer. When you transfer these videos, what Google Drive does is it will put a folder on your computer. And so when you put the file in that folder, it keeps it on your computer, but it also uploads it to the cloud. So when you transfer the video, you can actually direct it to go to that folder. And so here's what you're doing. You're transferring the video, plus you're saving it on your computer, plus you're putting it in the cloud. So everything's covered. So like if something horrible happened, great disaster, and you lost your house or something like that, or something, your computer was damaged really bad, or your hard drive goes bad, it's in the cloud. So my favorite place to store videos by far is Google Drive. I like it, one, because they give you 15 gig for free, and two, because it's so easy to use. And another one I like is iCloud. And I like iCloud just because we're iPhone users. And so everything we save on our phones and stuff goes in the cloud. And we have an Apple TV. So we go in there, it makes movies automatically. And you can watch every once in a while, these movies will pop up on our Apple TV. Well, you can store your home movies in iCloud as well. So if you only want to use one, you can do iCloud and store it in the cloud. And if you have an Apple computer, you have to have an Apple computer to do it though. If you put it in a folder, it will also put it in the cloud for you as well. So there are so many things you can do for storage, but I always recommend storing it in the cloud and on your computer.
Okay, great. Okay, so how easy is this course for the average person? Is this something that I can do, or is this something that you have to have some kind of tech experience? That's the big question.
So The way that we have designed the course, Russ has actually done step-by-step videos of like literally each step. You can watch a video, you see the arrows that he's drawn, he explains, plug this into this, and so honestly, like your kids could watch the video and all the videos in the course and know exactly what to do. You pay them $2 a tape and you've got it made. Just put them in charge. And
That's what we did, by the way, for real. Yeah.
They can follow
awesome.
some
We
Lego
paid
checker,
one
some
of our
Lego
kids.
directions. They can follow this
Mhm.
video guide on how to do
Yes,
this.
but yeah, even adults. Okay, so yeah, kids can do anything really, but yes, even adults can follow. We have a PDF and the videos. I don't know what else, Russ, did you want to say about that?
What I really like about it is, so I also don't want to hide the fact that you do have to buy equipment for it, you know, but the equipment's so much cheaper than it used to be. I like Katie created a guide that gives you links to where you can go to buy it. So we have suggestions of what to get, links of where to get it, and all that kind of thing. So we make it easy. And then the videos, yeah, we designed it so that it's easy. I mean, I've done video my whole life. So I put graphics in there, colored it. I put arrows. Here's where this goes. I showed close-ups of where exactly you put the chords and everything. It just made it as simple as you possibly could.
Perfect. Okay, so and we talked about your private Facebook group. And so I assume that in the course it's just going to have a little link in there of how to get to your Facebook group and how to join and everything. Was there anything else on that you guys wanted to add?
No, the link's in the course. So when they start the course, there's a direct link to the Facebook group, and they would have to actually go in and request it.
Okay, got it. Okay, well, let's tell everybody where we can find you and what the title of the course again, just to remind everybody. And so tell us about it. Where can we find you? What's it called?
Cherish Family Memories. So it's cherishfamilymemories.com. Cherishfamilymemories.com. And everything's there. So that website will take you exactly where you need to go. We have a FAQ page there. There's links where you can go buy the course. We just barely raised the price because it's just past Black Friday, but we'll take it back for your listeners, and we'll do what we're gonna say, Happy 20, Katie.
Yes, that's our promo code.
Okay.
So use promo
20
code
for you Helping of Happiness listeners.
Yeah, Happy 20 will give you $20 off, which takes it back to the Black Friday price, which is $27 for the entire course. and I mean, it's a do-it-yourself transfer home videos for VHS 8mm, mini DV, and high 8. And anything you want to ask us on Facebook.
That's right. Now, our parent company is called Olsen Media Network. So you can find us on Facebook there. You don't have to purchase the course to find us on Facebook at Olsen Media Network. And that's where you'll find all kinds of information, whether it's about preserving movies or making movies. That's our main business is Olsen Media Network. And so you can find us there as well.
And we'll have links to all of this in the show notes. We'll have a promo code reminder in there, and we'll have a link directly to your course and to Olsen Media Network, so that if you're listening while you're driving or you're working out or you're doing your dishes and your hands are soapy and you can't push any buttons or write anything down, we'll have it all right there for you so they can get right to Katie and Russ. So anything else you guys wanted to share?
One of the big reasons, and I take it back to this again, is really the love of just preserving those family memories and getting them, just however you do it, you know, getting them over is pretty important, especially because those VHS machines, they rust. My
The
dad
tapes,
worked in
the
the
VHS
media.
tapes.
Yeah, those VHS tapes, sorry. My dad worked in the media department for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And he said that the media guys in there called them rust buckets.
Shoot.
That's what he told me. And they do. And over time, they can be brought back a little bit through some color correction. But if you have them, get them done any way you can. You know, even if you don't use us, whatever you're most comfortable with or whatever you want to do, I would say just get them done because it's awesome. And it's a good way to, you know, put something behind a face. So you're not just seeing a picture, but you're seeing the actual person.
Love it. So enriching to our lives. I love that you guys are doing this. Okay, do you have a few minutes to switch over to our helpful and happy questions? I don't think we even
Sure.
had these when you were on last time. These help tie our podcast into our blog where we cover food, travel, and homemaking hacks, helpingofhappiness.com. So our first question is, what is your favorite food or meal?
Mine's definitely anything Mexican, for sure, hands down.
Yum.
What about you, Russ?
I like Cane's. I go there all the time.
Well, yeah, bring on the
That's true.
chicken. That cane
He
sauce
does.
is so tasty. Oh,
Mhm.
yeah, those are both really good ones. I could eat both of those anytime. Okay,
That's right.
what about question number 2? What's the best trip you've ever been on or your dream vacation?
I
I'd
think
say
we're
our
gonna have
best
the
trip.
same.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna have the same answer on this one for dream
Well, it depends on
vacation.
if we've already gone or if we're what our dream is.
Let's do dream vacation. We're gonna have the
Okay.
same one. All right,
All right.
let's say
That
it
one
on
we
the
will.
count of
Good.
3.
1, 2,
1,
3.
2, 3. Tahiti.
Hey!
We're gonna make
Russ,
it
is that
someday.
where you served a mission for our church?
I did, and I want to get back so bad. You know, Katie also served a mission in South Africa, but she wants to go to Tahiti first.
Well,
I'm not
we can
complaining.
do both. We can. I can hop along. That would be just fine. I'll go with you. That will be okay.
Hey, yeah, that'd be awesome.
Those both. That would be really nice to crash your little honeymoon adventure. Me hanging around.
Mhm.
It'd be
Both
fun.
sound like amazing places. Oh, Tahiti in the winter right now just sounds dreamy. That sounds so nice.
Yes, it does.
My face was so red though.
You were so burned.
I was such fair skin.
Oh, I love it. Okay, last one. Do you guys have a homemaking hack for us?
I'm gonna let Russ answer this one.
Okay, I put a hack. I have this YouTube channel for fix it tutorials, home fix it, because I like to film everything. Right, might as well film a sink when I'm fixing it. I did one on there for making a rope out of duct tape.
Wow. That sounds like something that I may have needed to use when my trunk wasn't opening properly on my family trip that we just had. My trunk lock
Oh no.
broke, and I went to the gas station looking for bungees to keep it shut, and they only had 2 little short ones. So I bought duct tape, and I thought, do I duct tape this shut and ruin my paint job? Or what do I do?
Oh.
So the
You
rope
could've-
tape would have been the exact
Yes.
thing I needed, right?
Mhm. All
Yeah,
you do is just
exactly.
you pull it, you pull it off
And
the
then you
roll,
twist it.
and then you
That's what you
twist
do.
it.
Oh my
Just
goodness.
pull it and twist it.
Amazing.
It was kind of it's kind of an off the cuff thing. There was a news station that wanted us on, and we were trying to think of things that they wanted us on for some videos we had done for a client. I'm like, those aren't my videos though. So we were thinking of things that we could do to give them, and that was one of them.
That is awesome. I love it. Okay, rope, duct tape, rope. I'm going to put that on my list of things that I need to do when I'm MacGyvering some kind of situation that I need some help.
That's right.
The other thing we did was the beater, the pumpkin beater,
Mm.
drilling a pumpkin. We put beater on the end of a pump. That was Katie's brother's idea.
Oh,
Like,
that's
Russ,
a
why don't you
great
do
idea.
that?
So you have like your mixer and then you just like the guts or what?
Yeah.
Yeah, on the inside. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds dreamy. I bet my kids would have had a lot less angst trying to do their pumpkin.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, next Halloween, we're all set with our egg beater pumpkin guts.
That's right.
That's on the
Oh.
channel too.
I love it. Oh, so much fun. Well, you guys are awesome. I'm really excited to learn how to do all this stuff in my videos so that we can actually watch them and not just keep them in a box. I think it's going to be fantastic. So thank you so much for being on today. I really appreciate it.
Hey, you're welcome.
Thank you,
Hillary.
So once again, that coupon code is HAPPY, HAPPY 20, HAPPY 20. So you can go get $20 off. It makes it super reasonable. $27 is not very much when you think of how to learn something completely new that is going to be able to save your family's memories forever in this digital format. I think it's so amazing. I just love Katie and Russ and appreciate them taking that extra time to come on here and teach us about this and the time that they put into creating that course and selling it at such a cheap rate, because this has got so much amazing information. They could definitely have charged a lot more for it, and they're just fantastic. I've taken some of their other courses before and they're very easy to walk through, and they explain things in a way anybody can understand. So go and purchase that for your Christmas gifts, and then you can work on it for your New Year's resolutions. I hope you've enjoyed this, and if you have any podcast topics that you would love to hear about, please send me an email at hill@ahelpingofhappiness.com. I'd love to hear from you. And if you've enjoyed this podcast, head over to Apple Podcasts if that's where you're listening. Give us a rating and a review, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss an episode. Have a great week.